Now of course I haven't skipped over Otterbox this year. My overall opinion was positive with the iPhone 15 Pro cases, so let's see if Otterbox can maintain that. First up, the Symmetry Core case. In the Carnival night color. Even though it may look cool, the recycled plastic bits in there are not just design. You can feel that too, which is pretty weird. Not really making it grippier at all, it just feels like your case has all kinds of small indents or damages on there. The material is not grippy either, making this a very slippery case. The buttons are too small and not clicky either. This case doesn't feature MagSafe. Now I must say the case does feel very strong and I cannot find any sharp edges, even though it looks like cheapish recycled plastic. Now the fit is pretty good, in a little harder but good way. It requires a little effort to get this case off the phone. You can see that the titanium color is coming through, and especially where the buttons are located. It doesn't look great, even though a small detail. And for the average user, it's probably not a big issue. The camera bump is just one cutout, which is a little higher, but no edge on the back, so it's still very minimal. The front bezel is decent and it is the same height on the whole case. It feels like a rubbery finish material on the case, which is something new. And I'm not sure whether or not it's something I like. What I dislike a lot though is the fact that you can clearly see that it's two pieces slapped on each other. Which would be fine if you wouldn't see the edge that obvious. Yeah, not a big fan of this one. Moving on to the React case. This one has a whole different fit. Much easier and maybe a little too easy. The buttons aren't clicky either and make the buttons harder to press overall. On the front, you can see the same titanium edge problem. And here it's even worse. The quality control could be a lot better here. On this one, it looks like you just put an S23 Ultra case on there instead of the S24 Ultra version. Not good. The sides are made of a grippy material though, much better than with the Core case. It feels like a slimmer version of the Rinky Fusion Bolt, but that one still has the crown for sure. If you want to know why, the price is 10 USD cheaper. On the bottom it has a normal rectangle and not the one with the pin like this one, which would not have to be a problem, but here the point pushes into your finger and it's just not comfortable long term. It has more play on the sides too, and like I said, the buttons aren't good either. The camera bump is good enough though, but nothing out of the ordinary. The front bezel is minimalistic and I don't think the S Pen cutout benefits from the extra edge here. Because once again, it's just not comfortable and it gets in the way. They probably did this though to still have that corner protected, which is a valid argument, but maybe do it differently next time. Two down. Let's see what else there is. Now for some reason, the regular Defender doesn't have the problems we just encountered. And it's actually very good this year. It's easy to install, has pretty clicky buttons. Not amazingly or anything, but much better relatively speaking. And of course, this case offers much more protection than needed for most. The camera bump looks neat with that glossy part, and it's also deep enough so it doesn't need the edge on there anymore either. The front bezel is very thick and it's a good one in height as well, but only on the top and bottom. The sides are comparable with the minimalist cases out there if we're talking height. In width, not so much. This case will add a lot of bulk, but it's grippy and soft enough to support it. It's of course a three-part design. The inner case, a front piece, and the thick rubbery outer shell. It makes for an excellent case, which isn't removed in 3 seconds, but all in all, pretty easily removed if you wanted to. Good case. The Defender XT here is a clear version. It does look very good with that clear back, and it makes for an excellent grip in combination with the rubbery sides. But once again, there is a big but. Like I've encountered before with this case, on some models it's just a pain to install it. You have to place the front piece and then move the soft outer rubber shell over it. But because the front piece is loose, it gets out, it doesn't want to get tucked in, or it is just a very annoyingly time-consuming process. And therefore, I cannot recommend anyone buying this one over the regular Defender, since the regular Defender works out much better. There isn't a MagSafe on either of these, so in my opinion, no valid reason to choose this one. Yeah, looks like Otterbox didn't make the cut this year either. We'll be back next year though to see if they have changed something. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned, and because these aren't it, make sure you check out either of these videos out, and I'll hope to see you there.